Hello, how was the trip? Forward for a big week.
Anastasia Palaszczuk hitting the ground running after her 2-week Italian vacay.
Well, I'm happy to be back. I feel refreshed, I feel energised, and I'm absolutely determined to lead the party to the next election.
The Premier grilled on her absence as the state battled a youth crime crisis, with calls for her to go.
Some of the ministers have been meeting with members who have been victims of crime. I myself have also met with victims. I will have more to say about that this week.
The Premier also swiftly dismissing talk of a leadership spill.
Will you be staying on as the leader, Premier?
Absolutely.
That's despite recent polls showing a collapse in support for both her and Labor ahead of next year's election.
The only poll that counts is on election day. And I've been the underdog on many occasions.
There have also been reports of party room rumbling, with backbenchers raising concerns about the Premier's leadership style.
Not one person has raised any issues with me, but of course, as the leader of the government, I can always do things better. My door is always open. It is always open.
There is so much chaos in this Labor government that it's more than turbulence on a 747 coming back from Italy.
Palaszczuk also revealed she had a medical episode at the Labor State Conference in June, which contributed to her need for a break.
I was rushed to emergency. I spent about 5 or 6 hours in the Mackay Hospital. I've had some tests following and everything's fine now.
So facing down the first real threat to her leadership in 11 years, will she stay or will she go?
I believe I'm the best person because we have the policy plans for this state. Queensland's best days are ahead of us. I'm even more convinced about that.
You look slightly panicked to me and not very convinced at all. I mean, you fly back in from 2 weeks in Italy and then you have an all-in media conference. Those polls that we talked about there, in 12 months, she's gone from +8 popularity to -15, and the LNP are now in front. So clearly her own party's nervous, and if they're going to turn on her, that'll be the end of her.
What about the leadership problems that she's had in terms of communicating with her staff? I think the Treasurer said he didn't even know that she was going on holidays to Europe at the time.
She's got some very ambitious deputies who'd love that job.
That doesn't make it easy.
That's always part of the problem. I mean, Queensland's a unique place, and none of us live there, but you know, and you were born there.
Long time ago.
But South East Queensland's a different country to far north Queensland, and far north Queensland's where all the trouble with youth crime's been.
Do you think it's fair to say? Well, yeah. Do you think it's fair to say, as a leader, that you're in trouble when your holidays become an issue?
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of a time when a leader's taken a holiday and it's been a problem, except that they're in trouble.
Yeah, you'd have to ask why she did take 2 weeks off in Italy in the middle of the political year.
Yeah, but at the same time...
It's the best time of year to go to Italy, Steve, I think.
Is it now?
Yeah, I'm sure you've got to get... Amalfi Coast's beautiful this time of year.
She was avoiding bushfire season.
I'm going Friday, so I'm pleased you told me that.